Your Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by the Vice President, Your Excellency Dr. Umar Aliyu Toure, President of the ECOWAS Commission, Your Excellency Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, Chairperson of the African Union, ably represented also, Your Excellency Dr. Leonardo Santos Simao, Special Representative of the UN Secretary General for West Africa and the Sahel, Excellencies, colleagues, heads of state and government, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Today we meet at a moment when the past 50 years of regional history converge with the demand of our time. This 68th Ordinary Session is a defining moment for ECOWAS, a turning point for the future of over 400 million West Africans. 50 years ago, our founding fathers imagined a community anchored in solidarity, cooperation, and collective progress. As we mark this golden jubilee, we are called to renew that vision with clarity, courage, and above all, unity. I wish to express my profound appreciation at this juncture to His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, his government, and the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for hosting us with warmth and for Nigeria's enduring leadership within our region. I also recognize their Excellencies, Mr. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf and Dr. Leonardo Santos Simao, for their steadfast partnership and shared commitment to peace and stability in West Africa and the Sahel. Our community's 50th anniversary is not only a celebration of our journey, it is also a tribute to the resilience of our citizens, the traders who build regional commerce, the farmers who fed nations through hardship, the women who held community together, and the young people whose courage and creativity continue to define our future. I assumed the chairmanship of the ECOWAS Authority with humility and determination, committed to advancing an ECOWAS that protects the dignity, security, and prosperity of all its citizens. This session is therefore an opportunity to take stock of where we are, confront the realities before us, and chart a future for the next 50 years, a future worthy of hope of our people. West Africa faces some of the most complex and evolving threats in its history. Terrorism, violent extremism, organized crime, and communal conflicts continue to destabilize communities and undermine development. The situation in the Sahel remains particularly grave. Instability in one nation is instability for all. No border can insulate us from violence or fragmentation. The courage of our defense and security forces deserve our utmost admiration. Yet, terrorist networks continue to exploit fragility and attempt to expand their influence. Our response must therefore be united and uncompromising. Security is not only a military obligation, it is a human imperative, essential for protecting families, livelihoods, and the dignity of our citizens. We must strengthen collective action, integrated intelligence systems, coordinated border operations, and the operationalization of ECOWAS standby force for counter-terrorism. Our ministers of finance and defense are advancing modalities for sustainable financing and preparing to raise a 1,650 personnel counterterrorism brigade by the end of 2026. But we must also pair security with governance, education, job creation, and community resilience. It is only through such holistic approaches that we can dismantle extremism at its roots. The architects of ECOWAS understood that democracy is inseparable from peace, justice, and development. Today, that democratic order is being tested. The resurgence of unconstitutional changes of government threaten our regional stability, undermines our citizens' rights, and weakens our collective future. The instability in Guinea-Bissau and the attempted coup d'etat in Benin remind us that democracy requires constant vigilance and principled action. On behalf of this authority, I strongly condemn the unconstitutional change of government in Guinea-Bissau and the attempt to subvert the constitutional order in Benin. I commend the rapid mobilization of ECOWAS troops and air assets, with Nigeria taking the lead to safeguard constitutional order in Benin. This unified regional response reaffirms an essential principle. ECOWAS does not and will not compromise on democratic governance. I express solidarity with the people of Guinea-Bissau and stand firmly with His Excellency President Patrice Talon and the people of Benin for their steadfast defense of constitutional order. To our member states in transition, ECOWAS remains committed to supporting credible, inclusive, and time-bound pathways back to constitutional rule. Our citizens deserve legitimate leadership and accountable governance. We must uphold the ECOWAS protocol on democracy and good governance with clarity and moral conviction. Our citizens expect leadership, not hesitation, at this critical juncture. We commend His Excellency President Alassane Ouattara and the people of Côte d'Ivoire for reaffirming democratic participation and electoral dignity. While security and democratic challenges confront us, our citizens are also burdened by rising living costs, trade disruptions, shrinking opportunities, and pressure on national economies. In this context, regional and economic integration is not optional. It is the bedrock of the ECOWAS vision and the foundation upon which our collective prosperity, stability, and global relevance must continue to grow. To realize this aspiration, we must deepen economic connectivity by eliminating trade barriers, harmonizing trade policies, advancing monetary convergence, and accelerating the establishment of the ECOWAS single market in alignment with the African Continental Free Trade Area. The work of the ECOWAS Convergence Council has already brought renewed momentum, strengthening fiscal and monetary coordination and enhancing confidence in our path forward to a single currency target by 2027. A common currency remains a strategic priority for our region. When achieved, it will be a transformative tool, expanding trade, reducing transaction barriers, promoting macroeconomic stability, and strengthening the competitiveness of millions of enterprises across West Africa. It is essential that we continue deepening the ECOWAS trade liberalization scheme, ensuring that our markets function with the openness and efficiency required to unlock shared growth. Yet, integration is not driven by policy alone. A truly connected region must also build the physical and digital arteries that bind our nations and communities together. Strengthening strategic cross-border infrastructure, including railways, road networks, energy grids, such as the West African Power Pool, telecommunication systems, and key transport corridors, is essential to facilitating the seamless movement of people, goods, and services. These investments, though ambitious, are catalytic. They will unlock new economic opportunities, connect isolated communities, and raise living standards across our region. As Africa moves boldly towards continental integration, our role within the AFCFTA must become more strategic. West Africa must be a driver, not a passenger, in Africa's economic renaissance. And at the center of this transformation must be the youth of our region, innovative, resilient, and resourceful. They are not only participants in our development journey, they are the authors of the ECOWAS story for the next 50 years. Regional integration must be more than a long-term aspiration. It must translate into real and measurable benefits for our citizens. It is in this spirit that I highlight a transformative development reflecting our renewed commitment to making mobility, opportunity, and inclusion truly accessible to all. Beginning 1 January 2026, our community will implement a landmark measure to reduce the cost of air travel across West Africa. Under this agreement, member states will abolish air transport taxes and reduce passenger and security charges by 25%. This is a bold affirmation of our collective resolve to ease the movement of our people, deepen regional trade, stimulate tourism, and strengthen the social and economic ties that define our community. For far too long, the high cost of air travel has discouraged movement, constrained the business, and kept families apart. By lowering these barriers, ECOWAS is demonstrating leadership that is practical, people-centered, and responsive to the realities of everyday life. This reform is emblematic of the ECOWAS we are building, an ECOWAS where integration is not an abstract idea, but a tangible experience for 400 million people who call this our region home. As we advance these integration efforts, we also remain acutely aware that millions of our citizens continue to face displacement, food crises, flooding, and climate-related shocks. This humanitarian reality calls for deeper coordination with partners, stronger early warning systems, and better funded disaster risk management. Climate adaptation is essential to safeguard food security, protect livelihoods, and build resilient communities. Women and youth who carry both the burden and hope of our region must remain central to our humanitarian and climate strategies. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, strong regional institutions are the backbone of our collective aspirations. Without effective institutions, security weakens, democracy falters, and economic integration stalls. Our reform agenda must therefore prioritize efficiency, transparency, accountability, and measurable impacts across all ECOWAS institutions. Financial sustainability is essential. I urge all member states to honor their statutory obligations to ensure the continued effectiveness and credibility of our community. Our institutions must be equipped not only to make decisions, but to implement them consistently, effectively, and in the interest of our people. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the challenge before us all is great. But so too is the strength of our people, and so is the promise of our community. Our unity is not optional. It is our greatest asset. History teaches that when ECOWAS acts together, we act effectively. At this crossroad, our citizens look to us for principled leadership, clarity of purpose, and the courage to shape the next 50 years of regional progress. Let us therefore approach the 68th Ordinary Session with renewed conviction and a shared commitment to building a peaceful, secure, and prosperous West Africa. As we look ahead to the next half-century, let us define ECOWAS not by the crises we have faced, but by the opportunities we seized, the lives we improved, and the unity we strengthened. On behalf of the government and the great people of Sierra Leone, I express my profound gratitude for your partnership and trust. May our deliberations be guided by wisdom, vision, and a shared responsibility to the future of our great region, West Africa. Thank you all.